Today's episode of Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, naturalbossnh.com, and New Hampshire Vape Gallery. More on that later. Let's get into the show. I am so excited to be back, and this is episode 34 of Talking with Topher. If you are already a subscriber, watcher, listener, I want to thank you very much, and keep them coming. Make sure you spread the word. That's how this thing gets legs and starts taking off. You got to help me spread it around. Tell your friends. I'm telling you, if you enjoy it, they're going to enjoy it. If you're new to the show, please remember to subscribe, hit the like buttons, and leave comments. Super important. I appreciate everybody who already does, so thank you as always. I also have an email. It's talkingwithtopher@gmail.com. That's right, talkingwithtopher@gmail.com. And if you send your email, send your story to the email. This is a story that you want to have heard, or maybe it's somebody that you know that has a story that needs to be heard. Send it to the email. I'll read it. I'll discuss it. And it's been really fun to interact. And just keep them coming. Keep them coming. And then, of course, I have all my links. That's right. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can find me at Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. You can go to all those platforms, click the follow link, click the hearts, and I look forward to interacting with you through there. I just think it's great. I love doing all of this. It's been so much fun, and I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. You tell me. Leave me a comment. Tell me, am I doing better than I was on my first episode, or am I just the same rambling person behind a microphone? You tell me. I see a little bit of progress every week. It may not be a large uptick, but it's definitely an uptick. It's my birthday week. It's Monday in the afternoon, and it is rainy and shitty here. But it's just what it is. It's New England. If we're not getting rain, then we might get some snow, and then every now and then it likes to warm up and pretend it's spring again. So it's just an interesting ride from here on out until spring of next year. We never know what we're in for, but mostly cold, wet, and so that means rain or snow. Let's see. Yeah, I've been feeling a little bit more comfortable in my own skin lately. Which is nice, because sometimes I don't. And that's just because I don't always see the progression I've made. And lately, I have been seeing it a little bit more and more. Just my patience with things has changed overall. I still have my issues, but came home today, we gotta get ready to put up the Christmas tree, and I have a real problem with change, a real problem with rearranging things. And, the wife rearranged everything so that we could put the Christmas tree up, and I just kind of looked at it and I went, yeah, we'll put the Christmas tree up and this should be fine. No freaking out. That is a first for me. That is an absolute first for me. So just being able to, allow her to do what she wanted to do in her house, right? It's not just my house, it's her house too. And, she was setting up for the Christmas tree, but she sent me a text to prepare me for the rearranging of the room, because she knows that sometimes I don't like to. I just freak out. I can't handle the change. But I understood that it's for the Christmas tree, and it's only going to be for a little while. So I just kind of rolled with it, and it felt really good to see that. And then, being down at my grandmother's yesterday, just the amount of patience that I have in general, like with the kids and, you know, allowing people to speak without jumping on top of them. I've been working on that as well, especially since I want to eventually start talking to other people on the podcast. I have to understand that, yeah, I may want to say something, but it really helps the conversation move along and go forward if you allow the other person to get out their entire thought, and then you can piggyback off of that. You can also backtrack and be like, well, I wanted to add this to that, and then continue forward. So I'm learning all these little tricks that I feel are going to help me do this show better. So everything has been making me feel a little bit more comfortable in my skin, especially doing this, where I get to let out these feelings and talk about them. It allows me to, you know, process them better. And so I've just been working on it, and it's just always a constant thing. And I've been doing this more and more. One, I'm getting older, so I don't really have too much to get upset about. You know, I mean, everything's kind of upsetting, like, you know, just dealing with your car and dealing with life in general. You're going to have bumps in the roads, but it's all about how you deal with them, how you deal with the bumps in the roads. Are you freaking out? Are you mad and angry? You know, that's all going to become tiresome, and it's going to wear you down. And I'm learning now that I don't need to be that way anymore. I don't need to express myself by yelling and screaming, that I can just talk about things. I can just have the conversation instead of blowing up like a moron. So it felt really good to have all these things coming together, and it just made me feel more comfortable in my skin. And I'm so happy to finally be feeling this way, because this is obviously something maybe I felt it when I was younger, but I also think I was very arrogant. So I don't know if I was actually comfortable in my own skin when I was younger. More just kind of told myself I was. But now I'm starting to actually feel comfortable. And, you know, my birthday's coming up, so I'm recording this on Monday. I'm going to drop it early. It's coming out Wednesday, so and so it's coming out on my birthday. So I'm very excited to be turning 41, and it's kind of scary also turning 41, but I'm excited about it because of where I'm at mentally and physically today. I feel very good. I feel like I'm in a very good spot. I've taken all the precautions I could take to try and ride this thing out, and now we just got to ride this thing out. There's not really anything else I can do at this point. So we'll just see what happens. The vape shop now is got a tobacco license, so now we can't be shut down. We're considered essential. So that made me feel comfortable in knowing that if they do try to lock us all down again, at least I still have a job to go to. Because I don't understand why vaping would be considered non-essential, but you can go and get cigarettes. So, you know, we did what we had to in order to be considered essential. So it worked out. So like I said, everything was in preparation for this next friggin' shutdown. And I wanted to make sure that we were not going to be closed. So we did that, and we got that out of the way, and that makes me feel more comfortable. So I just started getting very comfortable feeling, and it was just nice. It was nice to feel this way, and I think that's why when, like, my wife rearranged the downstairs for the Christmas tree, I had just gotten back from jiu-jitsu class because I go every Monday morning, and I was just in a really good zone when I got home, and that was it. I looked at everything, and we moved on. We brought up Christmas trees. We're going to put those up. You know, I'm hoping Thanksgiving's weird, you know, this year. I believe it's going to be weird for everybody. we're not going anywhere. So a normal year, it was me and her traveling to 3 or 4 different households because everybody's got kids and we're the ones that don't. So we're the ones that usually have to travel. And because everybody was kind of not doing anything, she decided to cook at home. So now she's putting together all this meal and stuff. And that's it, guys. That's it. That's how this year is going to be. And it's not a bad thing. It's not. You know, my parents might stop by. They may not. My sister's doing her own thing. And it's okay. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. And we're going to take the precautions that we need to hopefully move through this financially and physically and mentally and get out on the other side of this. And then we'll be able to put it behind us. When? I don't know. I don't have those answers, but that's okay. I don't need those answers. I don't need to know when. I just need to know that what I'm doing right now is the right things. I'm doing all the right things to slow down the spread. I'm doing all the right things to protect myself, making sure that I still have a job, making sure that I still have a roof over my head. So I've taken all of these things into consideration. And now it's just time to ride it out. How much longer? My God, we don't know. We just don't. None of us do. But let's see where it takes us. You know, you don't want to. I know you want to. Everybody wants to. Nobody wants to be in their house anymore. Nobody wants to be told they can't go anywhere. Everybody wants to see everybody. But take care of your health. Don't forget about your health. If you're not healthy, you're only going to hurt yourself. And I understand there's a percentage of people that have made it through this and they were unhealthy, and I get it. But why would you want to take those chances, right? So get yourself healthy. Put yourself together. Take care of your vitamin C's, vitamin D's, your zincs. Take all those things. I take them every day, and I just feel like it's good for me to take care of my immune system, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to defend me from the virus. So you need to take care of those things. And that brings me back to turning 41 and feeling so good. It's just everything that I've worked on over the last 4 years and is really coming together, and it's making me feel like the person I always knew I could be. But I wasn't allowing it to take control. I would always shut it down, drink, do stupid shit. And now that this side of me is here, it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. And I used to call like my work, like when I was at work, or when I am at work, I have a different persona, and I used to call it my work persona. And always happy, bubbly, try to help everybody, because that's what you want to do. You're in the retail space, so you're doing everything in your power to help the person in front of you. But sometimes you can't please everybody, and sometimes I don't try to, but I guess like they'll ask me an interesting question, like how is this vape going to help me? And that's a question that I have to ask questions upon, because there's not a question there. You're asking me a personal opinion question, but it's not something I can answer for you. So I find that to be difficult. So I have to ask questions, and sometimes the questions that I'm asking are a little simplistic and make the person feel dumb. But the question that you're asking me is whether or not this device is going to help me save money. But that's not how you asked me. And I wasn't understanding how this person was asking me. So I was digging in a little bit, and then I finally got to the question, which was, how is it going to save me money? And I was like, yeah, if that's what you're asking me, yes, this is going to save you money. And then it was a question of whether or not how long the battery takes to charge, and then how long is it going to take for the battery to deplete. And I'm like, I can't answer those questions, because that's all personal. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how long it takes for each individual battery of every single device to charge. I have no idea. I just tell you, plug it in and charge it before using it. And when the green light comes on, or the other light, some of them, the lights go off on them, whatever the indication is that it's fully charged, that's when it's charged. I have no idea how long that takes. Could be 3 hours, could be 1 hour, could be 7 hours. I don't know. Each battery is particular. And then it was like, well, what about when I drain the battery? Well, that's up to the person vaping on it. I drain my batteries in a day, and that's heavy use. So if you're not using it like I am, well, your battery might last longer. But that's all on the person's experience. That depends on you. And same with juice consumption. So when I'm asking, like, when I'm giving the answer, and then the person gets upset with you because they don't want that answer. They want you to answer it, but there is no answer for that. And so then I got told I was making him feel stupid, and he said he would be back to talk to the other person. And I said, that's fine, but I was just trying to answer your question, and unfortunately you're asking me very personal experience questions, and there is no good answer for those. And then he told me I work at a vape shop, and I should be just trying to make a sale. And I'm going to say this right now because I say it all the time. I'm not in the vape industry to just make a sale. I really do believe in vaping being capable of taking you off of cigarettes. And that's why I love my job, is because I'm helping people get off of cigarettes. And I tell everyone, you got to educate yourself. This is not like smoking cigarettes. You need to know what you're dealing with. You need to know that if you overcharge a battery, it could explode on you. You need to know that if your coil burns out, it's going to cause the thing to leak. And if liquid gets inside of the battery, then it's toast. So I tell people these things, but I can't tell you how fast you're going to go through a bottle of juice. I can't tell you how quickly you're going to drain a battery. I can't tell you, whether or not you're going to go through coils in 2 days, because they're an average lifespan of 5 to 7 days. But if you're chiefing on that thing every 2 seconds, you'd be lucky to get 2 days out of it. So I felt really bad for making him feel stupid, but that wasn't my intentions. My intentions were to answer his questions correctly, and then get him the device that he was looking for, that was going to save him the most money, that was going to be the better thing for him. And yeah, he got really upset with me, and he left the store. And it's unfortunate to have happen, but I can't please everybody. I do the exact same thing to every single person that walks in the store. But I used to call this my work persona. I am trying to please this person as much as possible without getting angry with this person for asking questions that I don't understand. So I have now come to realize that, yes, it has always been labeled my work persona, but it is not my work persona. It's the side of me that I always thought I had to put away when I got home. And it wasn't that I was putting it away. It was I was drinking it away, or I was, just doing stupid shit. And then that would go away, and then the other guy come out. And now I'm starting to realize that my work persona was always me. It was always me. It's just that when I started drinking, I lost it. It didn't exist. I turned into a different person. I mean, the silliest example, but the only one I can think of, is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And that's exactly what it was, except I was called Creepy Chris. I hated that, but I guess I got very creepy when I started drinking. So that's what my nickname turned into. And I did not appreciate that at all. But do you think I stopped drinking because of it? No, not at all. If you've listened to the podcast, you know why I stopped drinking. So this is why I'm starting to feel better, why things are changing for me, because I have changed so much in my life now that I'm actually becoming the person that maybe I wanted to be or that I always was supposed to be. I'm not exactly sure how to word that, but I'm just a happier person, and that's why I'm so excited to be turning 41, is because all of this stuff is coming together and I'm actually starting to feel comfortable in my own skin. And it's just a really nice change. It feels great, and I know who I am today as a person. Are you looking for some great holiday gift ideas this year? Well, I've got one that I really enjoy. This is slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. They have got some of the best prints I've ever seen. They're super colorful. They fill up the whole entire shirt, and they're just amazing. Check this one out. That's right. These things are awesome. I absolutely love their shirts. They're always so colorful. They're just comfy. Just a great quality cotton. So they also have trucker hats. They've got skateboards, many shirt designs, adults and children's. And then, of course, for women out there, they have leggings. Yeah, very nice prints. Going from the thigh all the way to the ankle, and they're just awesome. Just great, wonderful looking products. Also, they have winter hats and neck gaiters. So if you are like all of us right now, sick of wearing those masks, you can wear a neck gaiter. A little bit easier, kind of looks like you're wearing a scarf, and then you just pull it up over your face. So those things are great. And of course, again, they are all wonderfully printed, amazing designs, and you can find them at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Again, that is slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Don't know how to spell it? Check out the video. I'll have it at the bottom of the screen. So, yeah, it is my birthday. Fantastic. And I'm just happy to share it with all of you. I'm loving this experience of being able to share my thoughts and show people that even at my lowest points in life, to be where I am today, I am just thankful. And that's why I'm so thankful for all of you out there who watch and listen. It's just incredible. It's just an incredible thing. This whole internet, this whole lockdown, everything about it has been good. It's been bad, and but we're getting through it. And I want everybody to make it through with me. So I'm just trying to do what I can to show people, tell people, and what you can do to better yourself and make it through on the other side of this, stronger, healthier, better person. And I got a DM the other day that said that they always enjoy seeing my smile in the morning. So just little things like that are so awesome, because sometimes you don't think what you're doing is doing anything, and then you hear some positive stuff back. naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. You need to go to this website, and if you're looking for holiday gifts this year, these are some great ones. These are made here locally in New Hampshire. The products are great. They're all organically made. I love their hand sanitizer. I've been using it for months now. It is fantastic, keeping my hands clean and making sure I'm not spreading COVID or catching the flu. So it's just a great product, and it's on sale right now. So go and check that one out. Then they have a salve. Amazing. Great for dry skin. I'm telling you, got to check it out. It smells wonderful. Then they came out with 3 brand new products. They have a lip balm, a body and foot soak, and a brand new beard oil for everybody doing No Shave November. This is going to keep it from getting snarly. So great products. naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. Go there, get your hand sanitizer, your salve, or any one of these great products today. New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings. We're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And you can come in our store, provided you wear a mask. We have everything you need. That's right. The vape shop's got everything. I've got all the pod systems, right? I got all these. I got their coils. I got their pods. We have juice. If you're looking for disposables, now's the time to get them. These things are great. And with this wonderful shitty weather we're getting here in New England, where we have to start snow blowing and we're cleaning up leaves, it is just nice to be able to have a device on you while you're doing all these dirty jobs and not have to worry about breaking your original vape and being able to get all your work done without that worry on your mind is fantastic. So again, I say come on down to New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings. Give us a call, 603-814-4171. We're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And come on in, provided you wear a mask. And I look forward to seeing you there. All right, I got a funny story. This is it. So we had just recently moved from Mass to New Hampshire, and I went to the elementary school that was around the corner from my house, and then it was spring, summer, right? And I was going up the hill and riding. I think my dad gave me like a 10-speed or something on it, and I had a bike pump on it, and because I think I used to get a lot of flats, and then saw a bunch of kids from elementary school walking the street, and I come up and they said something, and so I said something back, because I never knew when to keep my mouth shut, and you don't know how tough you are at 9 or 10, or maybe you do. I had a good indication of how tough I was, but they said something, I said something back. Well, that made them all stop, and then they crowded me, which is fine. And then I think I got shoved, and there was some scuffling between me and one of them, and I went to go grab the bike pump off of the bike so that I could hit him with it. And as soon as I went to go grab the bike pump, you heard his other friend say, "Hey, he's going for the bike pump." And of course, he stopped me from getting the bike pump, and then he proceeded to hit me with the bike pump. And then I went crying home. And that's basically the whole story of, hanging out and getting beat up during the summer or spring. And the funnier part to that story is the people involved in it. So one of them, his name was Matt, and he was the one that beat me up. And a couple months, maybe not even a couple months, maybe a week or two. My mom finally allowed me to ride my bike around the neighborhood instead of just up and down the street. So now I could go around the whole neighborhood as long as I just stayed on that path. And I was riding my bike around, and I got down to this house, and beautiful farmhouse. Always loved it. And all of a sudden I hear my name get yelled out, and I look up, and it turns out to be that guy, Matt. And I was like, oh, shit. So I started, pedaling hard, make sure to get away. And then he yelled at me continuously to stop and come back. And we actually became really good friends, probably up until, high school. But it's just really that was funny. But the person that yelled out to him that I was grabbing the bike pump was Joe, who's the owner of New Hampshire Vape Gallery. And it's just kind of funny, when you're kids and growing up with people. Like, I think out of everybody that I went to elementary school with, Joe is the only person I speak to now. And not because I chose not to speak to most of those people, but because you get to high school, you wind up in different crowds, people grow apart, and it's just what happens. It's part of life. But I was thinking about that the other day. It's so funny that when we were 9 and 10, that was the group, and I always wanted to be part of the group anyway. So I more mouthed off to them to interact and, of course, hold my own ground, because that's what my dad always taught me. And, even though me and Matt we no longer talk, it's just kind of crazy that, like, he beat the crap out of me, and then maybe a week or two later, we're like hanging out all the time. I think I hung out with him the entire summer, all the way up until pretty much high school. We were very, very good friends. And then to have Joe, who I work with now at the vape shop, be the one that was telling him, the bike pump's coming. It's just like, you think about these things, at my age now, it's fucking 30 to 31 years later, and you're like, did you ever think that we would be doing what we're doing now? And it's like, it's just so much. It's kind of interesting to look back on that and think about it. And I was like, man, that's just really funny to me that you told him, because I was having this conversation with him on Thursday, and I was like, do you remember that? And he's like, oh yeah, I remember that. And it's just, we kind of reminisced about it, and it was just really funny to see kind of where we're both at now. We didn't know where life was going to take us, and just really happy that I still have a friend from when I first moved to New Hampshire, from being 9 or 10. It's like a lot of people in their 40s probably don't know many people from elementary school anymore. And if you do, those are really, really good relationships to hold on to. You get to reminisce about all that silly childhood stuff that you tend to forget about, because I had forgotten about that. And he brought it up to me as I want to say that I think that guy Matt may no longer be with us, but I'm not sure. I don't want to say that, but I just did. But yeah, we were just kind of reminiscing, and I thought it was a funny little story. I was like, yeah, you did. You had told him that the pump was coming. So I don't think I would have ever been able to do what my brain was telling me I was going to be able to do that day, but it's just really fun. It's just funny. So that's my quick little story. Nobody sent me an email this week, so I do not have an email of the week, and that's what I'm going to call it. That's right. I got a name for it. I'm going to do a whole thing. I had it all prepared, and unfortunately, without your emails, I don't have anything. So, just gonna, I guess we could go online. You want to talk? I don't know. Should I talk about the president and all this other shit? I feel like this is a very touchy subject right now that most people do not want to talk about. But I think it needs to be talked about, Everybody's denying him. I have to say that I feel like it's finally over. I don't think he's going to get an appeal. I don't think the Supreme Court's going to agree with any of this. And I'm pretty sure the recount in Georgia was pretty legit. They counted all the votes that reappeared, and then they counted all the votes that they already counted. So it only changed it very little, and I think we're finally past this. And I don't know about anybody else, but whether you voted for him or not, it's just nice to maybe be done with the chaos in a sense. I don't think any of us were. I mean, yeah, sure, comedy was enjoying it. Twitter was enjoying it, all that stuff. But whether he's done some great stuff or he hasn't done some great stuff or whatever, I mean, every president's the same. They all do some good, and then they all do some bad. So I mean, he's right in line with that. But as for him not leaving the White House, that's just kind of crazy to me because he has to leave the White House, especially if he wants to run in 2024. So he's gonna. I know he probably stayed in there so that he could really find out. He wanted to find out that it was definitely over. But there's no way he's going to go out kicking and screaming, or he might mess a few things up and definitely leave a mess for Biden to clean up if Biden lives long enough to clean it up. But he's definitely going to leave when he's supposed to. To not do that would mean that he can't run in 2024. So if he wants to still do that, which he has already said he wants to do, then he's going to leave. He's going to bow out and do his thing. He may not do it with a handshake. Who knows? I don't even know if it's mandatory that they handshake, but maybe that'll be the thing. Maybe he'll just show up and throw him the binder and be like, meh, and just throw his hand up and leave. It could be one of those, but that would still allow him to be reelected if he was to run in 2024. So, like I said over and over again, it doesn't matter what side you're on. We are all Americans, and whoever is on top, it's going to go the way it always goes. We're going to have good times. We're going to have bad times. A lot of people think we're going to have less of a headache now. I believe that to be true. He won't be, there's no more crazy Twitter tweets and all that other stuff, so that'll all calm down. Whether or not this is the best way to be going, I don't know. Who knows at this point in time? I mean, what are you supposed to do? You kind of just roll with the punches. And watching everybody, he's not my president and this and that back in 2016, watching all of that, it was like, even if I did lose, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I win or lose. I'm not going to act like them. There's no reason to act like that because at the end of the day, we are all Americans and we are all the same. We're all I don't want to see us so divided is what I'm getting at. It's crazy how divided we are, and I know it's because we have this red and blue, and it's nuts. And that's why I say you need to calm down, breathe, and it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this next 4 years just like we got through the last 4 years and the 4 years before that. And you have to admit that there is people that wanted the other person in every election. That's why we have an election. That's unfortunately why we only have two sides, because that's all people see is the two top teams, and nobody wants to play with the little ones. That's why libertarianism and all this other stuff, it'll never really come in because we're always stuck on the red and the blue. And a lot of people are starting to open up to that. And when we saw how many people voted this time around, my first initial thought was, oh, this is great, because this is going to allow more people to hopefully run. And if all these people vote next time, well, then that's going to make for a better election. The more voters, the more people can run, the more diverse your vote can feel, and then maybe we won't be saying that I feel like I threw my vote away, because we'll have more things to vote for. So that's another positive way of looking at everything. I feel like if we only take away the negative, then it is only a negative situation. So we need to take away the positive from all of this too. And I know a lot of people don't see a positive side to certain things because their side lost, so there is no positive. But it is. it's still positive. You got to exercise your right to vote. You had your opinion. It was heard. And unfortunately, the masses were not on your side. But we got to do what we were supposed to. So that's a positive. And there was more people doing it this time around than ever. So that's a positive. And whatever side you were on, you either won or you lost. But I do understand that there's going to be people that are going to be upset, and they're probably going to throw the same hissy fit that the Democrats threw back in 2016, which is just sad. Which goes to show you, neither party is that great. And they're both sore losers. And they're both bad winners. So if we don't look at that, you turn a blind eye to that, it's just going to be the same thing over and over and over and over again, which it is and has been forever. So let's look at it differently, and let's get more people in there, and let's mix up this pool and get closer to that goal of making our votes feel heard. You know, it's up to us to do it, and I think we're on the right path. I couldn't believe how many people voted this year. It was incredible. So I like seeing it. I think it's a step in the right direction, and who knows? Maybe Sleepy Biden will make it 4 years. A lot of people are betting that he doesn't. I'm not a betting guy, but I'm not a betting man. But I mean, it's possible. But I bet you, as soon as he becomes the president, they're just gonna pump him full of everything that they can. And he's going to be stronger and healthier. Well, wouldn't it be funny to watch this and 4 years later, Biden looks better than he did when he came in? That's what I see happening. That's my little joke to myself. So, but yeah, so I think it's just going to be interesting all the way around. And as for lockdowns and staying home and all this other stuff, just stay safe. I believe that they put these lockdowns in place to discourage us from traveling and discourage us from going places. I went to Massachusetts yesterday and saw my grandmother. Just be safe, everyone. All right? Me and my wife have negative tests. You know, my sister and one of my nieces had negative tests. So, and we didn't do more than 10 people. So we just follow the rules, do what you can to keep your hands and your distance and keep everything safe. Just keep it safe. Take care of your immune system. Take care of your health. And I believe that's what's going to help us get through this. And then, of course, when the vaccine becomes available, well, you know, people will use it, and it's going to be hopefully awesome. I don't know. There's 3 of them out there now. One's 95%, one's 90%, and then the new one that just popped up this morning was 70%. I don't know if that's one I want to be talking about. I don't understand, but that's fine. So there's 3 of them out there now. So we'll see what happens. There's going to be, I bet you they're going to let all 3 of them fly, and then, you know, the healthy people will get the 70%. The real people that are what's the word I'm looking for? You know, that could really die from this. They'll get the 95%, and then they'll give the 90 to somebody else that's also in a high risk category. That's what I was looking for, high risk category. So I think they'll probably do it something like that, you know? I feel like I'll be getting the 70 proof. So who knows? But when we get there, we'll get there. But for now, we just need to do our little things, take our precautions, wash our hands, wear your mask, and try to not go to crazy gatherings and stuff like that. But you can still have Thanksgiving. You can still have Christmas. It's not being taken away from us, because we still have, you know, people that we can, at least I'm hoping all of us have somebody that we can spend the holidays with, and it's going to be okay, because this year might suck. We went through the holidays last year because they didn't tell us about it, but I'm pretty sure it was around this time last year that we heard our first little peep about this COVID-19, and they were all starting to wear masks and stuff, and we were laughing at them, going, what are they doing? Man, we would not do this here. Well, here we are, a year later, and we're all wearing masks. So let's just see where the next year brings us, right? I do not believe that 2021 is going to be really that much better than 2020, except for the fact that there's going to be a little bit more of a handle on this thing, which is good, but I think we're still going to have to wear masks. I think we're still going to have to do all the stuff that we're doing until all of this rolls out and it actually gets going. So everything takes time, and think about it. Viruses pop up, and they would take years and years before they could get a vaccination. And these guys put this together in what? 7 months? It feels like 7 months. It could be a year at this point. But it felt like it was so quick that they got the vaccine that it seems like we're going to be able to get out of this within 2 years. And that is incredible. That's incredible time and speed that they did this in. And that just means that we should be able to do this again and with the next one. Because this isn't the last virus. You know, this is just one of many. This is just an unfortunate one that we all had to figure out how to live with it. You know, so it's, well, I guess in that case it would be considered new, but COVID has always been around. It's just this strain of it, I guess. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. I don't have no idea for the most part. But I do know that I haven't caught COVID yet, knock on wood. But I believe it's because I'm taking care of myself and I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to stop the spread of it. And I just try to use that with everything now. I go through my day, do what I got to do to make sure I take care of those things, and I think it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. I fixed the shear pin. Yeah. So I finally got that fixed. And, the center of it was stuck. Yep, I had to use something smaller than the shear pin to find it. But then once I found it, you just popped it out. So that was interesting to find out. Like I said, I've never repaired a shear pin. I know it's a simplistic thing. But so now I know when the shear pin shears, it leaves the center part in the drive shaft. So you actually have to find it and then bang it out, and then you can slip your new one in and tighten it all down. So that was cool. I was super excited. Now I just got to do a quick little oil change, and boom, that snow throw will be fantastic for the winter. Yeah, like I said, this is my birthday episode. When this comes out on Wednesday, I will be 41, and I'm happy to include all of you. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stay safe, stay healthy. I can't express this enough. I don't think we talk about it enough. We talk about masks and vaccines and all this other shit, but no one seems to want to tell you to get on a fucking treadmill, go lift some weights, and take some goddamn supplements and take care of yourself. So please, if there's anything I can get across out of this podcast today, it will be that. That is going to help more than any of this bullshit we keep talking about that we all have to wait for. You don't have to wait to get healthy. You can do that now. You've had months to do it. If you're still not doing it, find that time. I'm telling you, you need to find the time to take care of yourself. You need to. If you're not going to take care of yourself, well, if you have kids, who's going to take care of them when you're down and out, right? Everybody's like, oh, I got to take care of my kids, got to take care of my kids. And I understand that. You do have to take care of your kids because they're not going to take care of themselves. But if you don't take care of you, what happens when you fall? Think about that, okay? Think about all the things that can happen when you're unhealthy in general. You know, before COVID, what would happen if you got the flu? What would happen if you got just some bad food? Right? You don't want these things to happen. You want to be able to take care of your kids. You need to be able to take care of everything. You need to be able to go to work. Right now, if you get any illness, any symptom, work sends you home. You know? That's what happened to my wife. They put her on third shift. Then 2 weeks later, they took her off a third shift. And like her first or second day back, she was having a hard time with the equilibrium. Nothing was flipping. And I basically explained it's because you're 40 and not 20. So you couldn't flip back as easy. You know, usually when we were younger, you could rubber band that. I could do days, I could do nights. Didn't matter. Now I can't do that shit. I'm too old for it. So now you go to third shift, come off, come back. You get sick. I mean, she had a little bit of an upchuck from the acidity in the coffee, because she went from drinking coffee at night to wake up to drinking coffee during the day to wake up. Well, that overlap was too much acidity in the stomach, and it caused her to vomit, and her equilibrium was off. Well, she has to write that down on a piece of paper, and they sent her home. Now, she still went and got a test. She still came up negative, which is exactly what I said, but can't go back to work for 2 weeks now. It doesn't matter if she has a negative COVID test. That's the rules. So work is taking these things extremely seriously, which is very good. I'm not upset with the fact that they taken this very seriously, and they are sending people home and allowing them to stay home and get paid for 2 weeks in case this does go south and it is COVID. That's a great thing. But on the other hand, it's kind of annoying that it was just from the schedule flipping. And because she filled that out and said those things, she got sent home for 2 weeks. And, you know, but my point is that, you know, everybody's taking this serious. Everybody needs to take this more seriously with about the health. You know, we're taking COVID seriously, and we're taking masks seriously, and social distancing, and all these other things that have actually no facts that they work as good as they say they do. Technically, there's no science behind the social distancing. There's no science behind the lockdown. There's no science behind any of this bullshit. Even masks are getting to the point now where they're saying that we don't need those. And I mean, I think that's a little crazy. I feel better about myself when I'm not like spitting on anybody. And you know, when we talk, we spit. So we don't need that right now. So I feel like that's just helping with that. And maybe that's why our flu numbers are down. And I'm hoping it's not just because they're not recording them this year, which is what I heard, which is absolutely stupid. Because we still need to keep track of our flu numbers as much as the COVID numbers. We can't just put flu on the back burner because we're too worried about COVID. Flu is deadly. It's even more deadly than COVID. So we should be keeping track of both of those numbers, is my point. But you need to take care of your health. Super important. And that's the whole point of this. You know, she was taking care of her health, and she's doing her thing. But unfortunately, the equilibrium does not snap back as quickly as it did when we were in our 20s. So, little problem there, but work's taking it seriously. Now, what if that happens, you know, to you out there? If that happens to you, are you prepared for that to happen? Are you prepared to be sick and not be able to take care of your kids, and now they're home from school? So, think about these things when I say this, and remember how important our health is, because they don't talk about it enough. They really, really, really don't. I mean, I wish we heard more about the immune system, more about the supplements that we can take to better our immune system, more than any of this bullshit we keep hearing on the news. This fear porn is nothing but that. It is to keep us in fear and keep us in worry and keep us locked up. And so we need to ignore that and pay attention to our health and just do everything the best you can. There's people out there that have gotten this thing, the virus, and they were wearing their masks, they were cleaning their hands, they were doing their thing. And they've come out on their podcast and said that they've gotten COVID and they don't know how they got it. That's going to happen too. It's going to happen. So just please take care of yourself. That is the most important thing I can talk about on this podcast, is staying healthy, taking your vitamins, and being in good health. I am so happy that I have changed myself around to better my health, better my immune system, and take care of myself, because now I feel like I've got what I need. If I was to get sick, I feel like it would be a day or two, or maybe just some sniffles. And I'd be like, oh, I had COVID? I had no idea. Why? Because I got all my shields up. I'm taking care of everything. I hardly ever get sick in the first place. And usually when I was getting sick, I don't remember the last time I got sick. I think it was almost a year and a half ago I got sick. Actually, it was just before they mentioned COVID. It was around November last year. October. It was October last year. I got sick, and when the COVID started being talked about, I was one of those people, along with my wife, that thought we had it because we were pretty sick. So that's how long it's been since I've been sick. So almost about a year. And I believe that's because of how I'm taking care of myself. So you need to take care of yourself out there so that we can all get through this and become healthier, better people on the other side of this. And with that, I thank everybody again. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you have a great rest of the week. And remember to subscribe, hit the like buttons if you enjoyed the video, send your comments, send your emails. That's right, talkingwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkingwithtopher@gmail.com. Send the email. I'm going to read it. We're going to discuss it. It makes for a great time. It makes for a great segment, and I'm really looking forward to this continuing. May not have had anything this week, but we'll see what next week brings. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and TikTok. So go there, subscribe, hit those hearts, the likes, the whatever option they give you to do things. Just go and do those, and follow me on social media. And that's it. It's Talking with Topher, and I'll talk to you later.